It's not explained why that is useful. And this bottom window is an averaging window, but that gets a bit complicated. That's the sort of thing that's useful if you're a long time on the channel, waiting for something to pop up. And JT65 can average bits of signal and then come up with the result. Quite clever. Okay, let's get rid of that. That's the new use for JT65B. Let's look at the... I didn't play the sound file because at minus 24 dB you can hear nothing. Absolutely nothing other than noise. I'll play you this file. This one. Listen to this. Now these are 1 minute time intervals, not 30 seconds like MS. Just beginning to come out of the noise. Coming out quite well. Okay, I've had enough of that. Let's look and see what it was. Okay, let's get rid of this. There it is. CQ RU1AA in KO48. Now that signal was coming off the moon. It's not a signal I decoded myself yesterday. I haven't been able to, in the time available, find a suitable signal off the moon. So this was one that came from the samples provided by K1JT. So this is your friendly Russian as received in the States by K1JT off the moon. Pretty good signal.
Going to receive this, what setup do you need antenna-wise?
Oh, I'll come to that in a minute.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure why we're suddenly losing this information on this line, but strength of synchronizing tone's good, 5, and the signal is excellent, minus 15 below the noise, 15 dB below the noise. That's a very good signal for EME. That's the time error, 2.9 seconds, frequency offset 215 Hz.
Excuse me please, if it's 15 dB below the noise, how comes we could hear?
You can hear 15.
Oh right, okay.
Yes. 15 is about the threshold of what you can hear.
You're a official photographer from the beginning, yeah?
Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cray Valley's 60th anniversary party. Thank you very much indeed for coming here tonight. I'd like to express a welcome to all club members and particularly ex-club members and particularly those who have travelled a long way to get here this evening, despite the traffic problems in the local area along the M25. As far as the furthest travelled member this evening, I don't think anybody's likely to beat Bob Chandler, V3 SRE, who has come all the way over from Canada to visit Paul, G3 SMC. I'd particularly like to welcome our guest of honour, Brian Ray, G8 OSN, RSGP Council member, and more importantly, ex-Cray Valley member. And his good lady, Linda, G6 MXR. Very good evening to you. Also like to welcome our friends from ICON, Ian Lockyer, M3 INL, Chris Ridley, G8 GKC, and John Turner, G0 KFI. A very good evening to you folks. And finally, not least, Ian Glover from the St Mary's Community Centre. A very good evening to you as well. May I remind you of the exceptional raffle we're having this evening. If you haven't already bought your tickets, Simon and Claire over there, we're very glad to sell your tickets. The prizes this evening are truly exceptional. The top star prize will be a brand new ICE7 2 metres 70 cents handheld transceiver, kindly donated by our friends from Icon. It really is a truly splendid prize, I'm sure you'll agree. Now looking around here, I see lots of faces from a dim and distant past. There's Graham, G6CSY, looking at me. And behind him, Ian, G8CPJ. I've seen him for many, many years. And then there's Slim, G4IPZ, I noticed. And looking around, who else does I see? Norman, G3ZCV.
There's also Glenn and GK.
And Glenn,
KKI, he's come all the way up from working.
sitting up the back somewhere. I think, yes, there he is. I haven't seen you for many years. Very good evening to all sorts of people. Alan, G4BWV. Thank you very much indeed for turning up this evening. I'll get round to taking lots of photographs of you later, and at some time you'll be able to have a CD of the evening's photographs as a memento. Unfortunately, the following people cannot be here this evening for various reasons and commitments. But I do ask that I convey their best wishes and regards to you. I'm going to read out the list and it will bring back a few memories for some of you. Sam Kennard, G4OHX, Cliff Leal, G3ISX, Bill Sutton, G3FWI, Dave Owen, G3MCA, Martin Tripp, G3YWO, Nick Perrott, G4TAW, he's now in Australia but he was visiting us only last month. Mike Hewitt, G4AYO, Bernard Barnes, G4IJA, John Pinnell, now F5VKZ, he was G3XWK, Dave Howes, G4KQH, Smudge Undergard, G3GJW, Richard Whitehouse, G3YJW, Derek Tom, G3NKS, Paul Watton, G4DCV, Tim Stanley, G4DBL, Mark Hayes, M0DXR, Ralph Brown, M0NYC, and Paul Homer, G4BXT. I bet there's a few call signs there that have rung a few bells. But on this evening, let us not forget those who have passed away in the last 10 years since our last anniversary, and in particular, I'm thinking myself personally of Bob Mersch, GIJ&Z, and then there's Derek Baker, G3XMZ, very recently Jeff Milne, G3UMI, Derek Wilson, M0BGX, Ted King, G3DCC, do you remember the decorated Christmas cake? And Conrad, and that's Steve to several people, G6SDO. We'll look forward to chatting with you later. As I say, I'll be taking photographs of the proceedings, and the whole month's activity, including this evening, will be available on a DVD or CD available soon, so there'll be a memento of the evening. And we'll also ask you to have a short look at the DVD presentation, which will be running in the corner here later on. It's been put together by Paul, G3SXE, and Bob, M3RCV. Also have a look at Bob's excellent display on the side, on both sides, of photographs of memorabilia. Paul also will be wandering around, although he's static with his tripod at the moment, videoing the evening's events, so please smile at the appropriate time. I'd also like to thank Nigel, G1BUO, for his spread of food and drink over on the side there. Next to